Good morning, student. So we were discussing chapter changing culture and tradition, right? Now today we will move with our topic that is science and philosophy, the Arabs' contribution. Okay. Now we were discussing how our culture tradition has changed, right? So out here we will study about the Arabs' contributions in the field of science and philosophy. So in the 14th century, what we see is that many scholars of Arab they had translated the work into Greek of a writer like Plato's and Aristotle so that the culture tradition could be flourished. That is, many people could be able to know it. Now, as the Greek, Roman, European people were thankful to the Arab people as they had contributed a lot in translating the work of Arabic Persian scholar. So they had not only worked on science and philosophy. Apart from that, they had also worked on natural science, mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and chemistry. Clear? Now, among the Muslim writers who were regarded as men of wisdom in the Italian world were the Ibn Sina, who was an Arab physician and philosopher of Bukhara in Central Asia, and Al-Razi was an author of medical encyclopedia. Even Ibn Rushd was there. He was an Arab philosopher of Spain. He tried to resolve the tension between the philosophical knowledge and the religious belief. Clear? Now, humanists have reached out to the people in a varieties of way. That is through the circular in university continue to be dominated by law, medicine and theology. Now, humanist subjects slowly began to be introduced in school, not just in Italy, but in other European country as well. Clear? Now, next we'll move on to the artist and realism. So, realism means thinking as beautiful. Now, after the fall of Roman Empire, that is entire Rome, including the Italy, was also destroyed. Archaeologists and historians during their survey, what they did, they got many sculpture, painting. After that, when they got the sculpture and painting, they understood that what culture they used to, that is what culture the Roman and Italian people they used to have. Now, when the new upcoming artist when they saw this sculpture and painting, they got interested as they could see the realism, that is a beauty in the art. Okay, now artists were inspired by studying the work of the past. The material remains of Roman culture were sought with as much excitement as ancient texts. 1,000 years after the fall of Rome, fragments of art were discovered in the ruins of ancient Rome and other deserted city. Okay, now as here a sculpture of men and women was found that was named as Pita. You could see the sculpture out here that is of men and women, and it was been discovered by Michael Anglo. And this sculpture depicts that is the Mary holding the body of the Jesus. Okay, now the painter, what they did is that the painter did not have older works to use as a model, but they liked sculpture painted as realistically as possible. They found that a knowledge of geometry helped them understand the perspective, and that by noting the changing the quality of light. Okay, their picture acquired a three-dimensional quality. The use of oil as a medium for painting also gave an a great richness of color to painting than before. That is, as science, math, philosophy was developed, so it helped the artist to draw a proper drawing. Okay, as proper drawing, it means on a proper measurement, because drawing always is to be done in a graph in a proper measurement. Okay, otherwise, if proper measurement is not there, that means if I am drawing the picture of a face, that means one eyes will become bigger, other will become smaller, right? That is, drawing was done on a proper measurement is required. So for drawing, what is required? Proper measurement. Proper measurement idea is required. So it proved a great help, and we could see that development of culture out here. That is, oil color was also being used, which helped the artist to get brighter color as compared to those of the past. Okay, now thus anatomy, geometry, physics, as well as strong sense of what was beautiful gave a new quality to Italian art, which was to be called realism and which continued till the 19th century. Okay, understood about the artist and realism? Now we have architecture. The city of Rome revived in a spectacular way in the 15th century. From 1417, the popes were politically stronger because of weakness caused by the election of two rival popes since 1378 had ended. They actively encouraged the study of Roman history. The ruins in the Roman were carefully excavated by archaeologists. Now, out there, we will get an archaeologist, a great architecture named Michelangelo Buonarroti, and he was a great architecture, and he had painted the ceiling for the Pope in Sistine Chapel. Even the sculpture Pita he has did made, and he has also designed the Saint Peter Church, which was his great work done by him. Apart from him, we will get the Filippo, who was also an architecture who designed the spectacular Duomo of Florence. Okay, children. So next we will get, that is the first printed book. What is our next topic? That is the first printed book. So out here the revolution will start. That is, the revolution has taken place out here. That is in 1455. Johannes Gutenberg, he was a German who had made first printing press, and 150 copies of Bible was also been published. Okay, now if people in other countries want to see painting, sculpture, or the building of great artists, what they have to do? They have to travel to Italy if they want to see the great painting, sculpture, building of Italy. But in the case of the written words, what was written in Italy, it has traveled to other country. Now it means that whatever book was been made, whatever was written, whatever picture was been printed out in the book, this was because of the greatest revolution of the 16th century, the mastery of the technology of printing. Clear? So children, as printed book has brought a drastic change, as it became possible for the student also. Earlier they used to write, isn't it? But now it became possible for them to buy the book, isn't it? Now student did not have to depend solely on lecture notes. Ideas, opinion, and information also moved more widely and more rapidly than earlier. Now, a printed book promoting new idea could quickly reach the hundreds of reader, isn't it? Now, the chief reason that the humanist culture of Italy spread more rapidly across the Alps from the end of the 15th century, that is with the help of the printed book which was been circulated. Clear? Now next is our new concept of human beings. Now printing book came. Who has invented the printing press? Gutenberg. When? In 1455. Reach to wide area, that is, it reached to numerous people. Clear? Now it was available at cheap price. The printed book was available at cheap price. Now through the reading of this book, people were getting more information. They were becoming literate. Apart from the religious knowledge, they also learnt many more. So out here, Lorenzo Valla, he used to believe that the study of history has led man to strive for a perfection. Okay, what he used to believe? He used to believe that history has led man that how to strive for a perfect life, and even he criticized the Christian injunction, that is, learn the mistake so that it cannot be repeated again. Clear? Now, next we will move with the topic that is aspiration of women. Now, the condition of women during that time we will discuss. As culture was changing, people were becoming literate. The condition of women, or we can say the role of the woman, must be changed, isn't it? Now, the activities of women in all the sphere, if we will see of our past, was less. Like men used to have the power of taking decision in the family. The son were being sent to school to get education. Men used to run the business. So we can say that during that time society was men dominated. Right. But we talk of the rich traders, merchant, their wife used to assist, or we can say used to help them. Like the shopkeeper were very often assisted by their wives in running the shops. In the families of the merchant and banker, wife used to look after the business when their husband used to go out. Okay. Now out there we will get example of a great woman of that time who was Venetian Cassandra Federal. She was brilliant and intelligent, and she was known for her proficiency in Greek and Latin language. And for that, she used to be invited to give oration, that is a speech at the University of Padua. Okay, now other woman was also there. Her name was Isabella. She used to rule the state when her husband used to go out. Clear the aspiration of woman. So children, today till this much must go through the text. If any doubts and confusion is there, you just ask me. Okay, thank you.